Anyways, today I want to talk about my favorite anime, Gintama. And you know what? For this, I'm going to bring in Ginrock. If you don't know, you don't know. But this is our Lord and Savior. He's a running joke on my Discord slash stream sometimes. If people ask about him, he'll show up. Maybe I should make an emote of you. That would be nice. Anyways, so this is Ginrock. I'm an avid fan of Gintama, so I have a lot of merch. Speaking of, my mouse pad, a little dirty right now. I need to wash it, but this is my mouse pad. It's actually a laptop case that I use as an oversized mouse pad. It's really nice. It's comfortable. Anyways, yeah, so that just gives you an idea of how much of an avid fan I am of Gintama. I have a sweatshirt that's Gintama themed. Thank you, Dream. I have a little Toshi statue back there, which is where I got the head for Gentoki. Weird, I know. I don't know why it came with a head, but he came and he's now Ginrock, so he chills on my desk. Anyways, I'm an avid fan of Gintama. I don't know why I needed to prove it to you guys, but there you go. Oh, actually, I could prove it even further. My desktop background is also Gintama. It is my favorite show. I was gonna say it's one of my favorite shows. It is my favorite show. Mob Psycho is a hot second, but I don't know, Gintama just, it has that special place in my heart, and I love it. I've only actually seen it once, but I've seen some episodes and some arcs multiple times over. It's a very long show, so please don't fault me for only seeing it once. It's, I want to say almost 400 episodes, so yeah. I was watching it as it was coming out, though, and now it's gone forever. Just kidding. I could probably read it. I haven't gotten around to it yet. It's a long show, and one of the things I noticed when I actually read the first, issue, the first chapter, whatever you want to call it. So the anime followed the manga pretty much exactly, and I was like, okay, well, it's gonna be a very slow start, and then I just never got into it. Not saying that a slow start is bad. I love it in Gintama. I think Gintama does a really good job starting off episodic and then slowly picking up a story. It's just really good. And the thing is with Gintama, it starts out super episodic. You get all these really funny, one-offs, though the first part is, I want to say 3 episodes. And that's actually a small arc introducing characters, introducing setting. Funnily enough, introducing Kagura, even though she doesn't show up until later in the first season, but I don't know, it's good. It's a good way to start the show. Slow start, not for everyone. I get it. But I find the humor in Gintama to be absolutely top-notch, and that's kind of where I want to take this video a bit. Gintama starts off really slow. It starts off episodic. But they have, one or two, well, not one or two. They have some arcs, if you want to call it like that. So it's 2 or 3 episodes that all go together, and they're following the same story. They're all very funny, they're all talking about the characters, having them interact, kind of getting to know each other sort of thing. And it's just a really strong start for me. It's not as exciting as, for example, I just watched My Hero Academia. So it's not exciting as that. It doesn't, throw you in. There's no concrete story right away. It's just kind of hey, the setting is you're in Edo, Japan. If that makes sense. Edo Tensei? Anyways, the time period when Edo exists. Nailed it, me. So you're in this time period and swords have just been taken away from samurais. They were banned, and literal aliens have invaded the earth, and they invaded right in Japan, and it's really funny. Like, just, it's a really strong setting, I think. A really interesting setting. One that leads to a lot of really funny characters, really funny arcs, callbacks, and stuff. There's some episodes that are just epitome Gintama episodes that I can just call out off the top of my head because they're so funny. For example, so if any of you guys watching have been in my Discord, have talked to me at all, I have no doubt in the past referenced the funeral episode. Great episode. Fantastic. And honestly, I found that that's a really good episode to show people that actually kind of gets them on board for Gintama. It's hysterical. I fucking cry laugh at that shit every time. So it's really fucking funny. And then you got like just a story going. If you watch the show, it's even funnier because you know, like, some things like Toshi has a thing for mayonnaise and Gintoki has a thing for super sweet things, and so like seeing like their dishes and stuff, it's, oh, hi Misty, it's really fucking funny. So I don't know, and like even if you don't know this show, it's still funny to people because it's just over the top ridiculous, and that's what I love about the show. It has that kind of comedy. It's very, very funny. I'm moving my keyboard. And it's just a great time. One of the other things I want to talk about comedy-wise is that Gintama is fantastic at balancing comedy and action. So there have been arcs where I've literally laughed and cried. Just so well done, and such a good roller coaster of emotions. And it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, the balance is really good, and even like the comedy aspects that they do put in. So Kondo is a really good example in the Shogun arc, which is like way later on. If you haven't seen this show, just don't worry about it. But there's this whole thing with him wearing a costume, I believe it's either banana or like it's just some dumbass costume, and he's like fighting in it and stuff, and then there's this whole arc where they have to like escape from some stuff in like the most ridiculous way, and it doesn't take away from the action, it adds to it in a really nice way, so it breaks the tension a bit too, which is important, I think, in a lot of shows. And it's kind of sad that not as many shows do that, like break the tension in a comedic way. There are some that do, but some just go ham like the entire time. Gintama, nah. If there's no comedy, it isn't Gintama. I'm just saying. Even like in the sad episodes, they'll have like a funny bit or whatever. It's great. Like, not many shows I've seen have done it. And then some other like really good parts about the comedy, they'll bring running jokes back. So the best example to use is they have these New Year's shows every year. I say as if you can't just watch the whole thing. But they'll have these New Year's like episodes, and literally I think it was like 3 New Year's episodes in a row, they like were building off each other, and it was so funny. It was hysterical because it was like just, oh, we're reusing the same scenes and the same title cards and stuff like that. And it was just, they were joking about it. I love anything that breaks the fourth wall. I find that comedy hilarious. It's a little cringy at times, obviously, but if it's done well, it is so funny to me. And just Gintama does it so well. Another aspect of the comedy that I want to talk about is the references to other animes. So this is a show I tell people, unless you've seen a lot of anime, don't watch it. And I think that still stands for me. There's some things that are like, oh yeah, I'll understand it like a bit, but like it's just so much funnier if you've seen a lot of anime. So some of the big shows they reference are like Bleach, One Piece, Dragon Ball, a lot of shows that people haven't actually, or I don't know, I've seen them, but One Piece is hard for people who haven't really gotten into anime to watch and catch up to because it's so fucking long. I don't know, it's just, there's, that aspect is a little more, I guess, gatekeeper-esque. Like, you won't find it as funny. But then again, there's also jokes that go over the head for me. They mention specific comedians in Japan that are super popular that goes over my head. I don't know anything about them. And they mentioned some other things that just, and it's just not funny to me because I don't understand the context. And that's kind of why I'm like, if you haven't seen a lot of anime, I wouldn't necessarily say watch Gintama, but if you're really determined to watch Gintama, because it'll still be funny. It's just a lot funnier if you've seen like One Piece, Dragon Ball, and stuff, and you can get the references, because some of them can be fairly subtle. Some of them are in your face and fucking hysterical, but yeah, that's kind of like a little bit of a critique-ish thing, but also a thing that's like, I don't think is vital. I don't think it takes away if you haven't seen it. It just adds a lot for me because I have seen a lot of shows. I mean, the whole Kuroko's Basket arc, I was literally like cry laughing through because I don't know how the hell that happened, but it was everything I ever needed in life. So, yeah, I don't know, it was great. Like, stuff like that is really fun and it just adds a lot to the show, and Gintama does such a good job with it. It's honestly, yeah, there's a reason why it's my favorite show. Characters are iconic. I mean, there's really not much I can say there. I love them. I think they all add a lot to the show, no matter if they're a side character or main character. Like, even the ones that don't show up as often are still super impactful, and like they all have their really good moments. Um some of them actually become kind of important too, and it's really funny. Like, a side character could become pretty much a main character in like one arc, and it's fun. I don't know, this show is just, it's a fun show. And I know I mentioned that whole thing about like, if you haven't seen a lot of anime, I don't recommend it. I still think it's hysterical without it, and you should watch it. It's one I seriously recommend. I love the show. Yes, it would be a lot better if you've seen a lot of shows and you can kind of just laugh at their ridiculous parodies on things, but you don't need it, and it's just, I don't know. It's great. It's a great show. I highly recommend Gintama, and if you're looking for a long show, a long comedic show, Gintama is the one to go to, especially because it has so many episodic episodes. You can just like one day turn it on, watch a few episodes, and be like, okay, I'm done for today. And have no consequences, really. Like, I think the most you have to do is remember some character names or whatever. It's fine. Like, it's great. So, yeah. Um, that's just me kind of gushing over my favorite anime. Uh, I know, not very structured, if anything ever is, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about how much I love Gintama. And yeah, good times. Great times. Love that show. Anyways, like, subscribe, comment, do all that fun YouTube stuff that everyone really cares about. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sometimes another day thrown here and there. Some all at different times. I really need to get regular with it, or just gonna pretend I am, okay? I'm trying right now. But yeah, if you want like times I go live, or if you just want to talk to some really cool people, come join the Discord. We're all really chill there, I promise. Um Other than that, I hope everybody has a good rest of their day and everything. Blah blah blah. Bye.